Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday evening. It's weather for Weather Geeks time. Speaking of geeks, it's Andrew DePaulo
Hey.
in the house. So we're going to do a tag team here this evening. We've got a lot to talk about, including snow.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Saturday morning there might be some throwing darts at your picture on dartboards throughout the valley
I'm sure.
as they wake up with you on WFMJ weekend today and might be shoveling the snow.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be thrilled.
Yes. I know I'm going to be thrilled. Let's get to that in a few minutes. First things first, as we recorded this at, what time is it, 7:52?
Mm-hmm.
It's raining. I just got back from Giant Eagle, where Jess and Dana and I were bagging groceries for a good cause, and talking about the rain that pushed in, that Giant Eagle became kind of a ghost town right around 6 o'clock. We didn't have many customers in there because the weather was kind of crummy out there. We got the rain that's around now. It's going to be around for a while. Look at all this water back to the west. So it's going to rain for some time. Here's a radar loop. Won't spend a whole lot of time on this because most people are going to be watching this, later on.
And right after you left, lots of lightning and heavy rain, especially off to our west and off to our northwest as well. They had some good storms pushing through northwest Ohio earlier today.
Let's actually do a 5-hour loop, and you can see all that lightning, and it really did kind of vanish as it moved over the valley. But this is a pretty impressive lightning show. Columbus up to Cleveland earlier on today. All right, so as far as the future goes, it's going to be a rainy night, showers off and on, maybe not even off and on, just kind of constant for a lot of the night. And tomorrow morning, still looking kind of damp out there.
Yeah.
So now tomorrow, I don't think is a washout, Andrew. We talked about this a little earlier on. I don't think it's going to rain the whole day tomorrow. In fact, there may be a pretty long dry break right around midday. Here's tomorrow's Futurecast model showing clouds, sure, temperatures hardly moving.
Yeah.
But the showers, they might try to sneak back into especially the southern part of our viewing area early in the afternoon. But for a lot of us, it may not do a whole lot midday, early afternoon, and then we get to the late afternoon, this next little disturbance comes down and produces the showers. And you'll notice our temperaters are starting to fall already by 4 or 5. It's going to feel pretty chilly out there by about dinner time tomorrow. And speaking of chilly, there we go.
Is.
Tomorrow night, it's going to be cold enough for snow showers, and I guess I wouldn't be shocked, especially in the grass, if someone got some candy coatings here and there out of this. So we'll have to watch for that. This is just kind of an appetizer, though, for the main course Friday night. Most of Friday during the day, aside from some morning flurries here, most of Friday looks pretty uneventful. All right, rainfall forecast real quickly here for the rest of the night tonight into tomorrow. Probably looking at a third of an inch to half an inch, maybe on average. Models, we always like to see those lines close together.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
models are in good agreement. That's always a good thing. All right, let's talk about Friday. Snow flurries, maybe first thing in the morning. Then we're in between systems as we get into the midday and the afternoon. Might even try to see some sun. Then this system comes down, and this is a quick hitter. It's a fairly weak one, but it is going to pack enough of a punch, and certainly the cold air is going to be in place.
Yeah,
no problem with cold air.
Might break some records, might tie some records.
Yep, records definitely in jeopardy, especially Saturday night.
Yeah.
Here on Friday night, we stopped the clock here about 1:30 Saturday morning. We've got a weak little low, and then our kind of inverted, whoops, didn't want to do that, our kind of inverted trough back in here. And it's impossible to say where the heaviest snow is going to be right now. We'll talk about more of the possible locations in just a second. But someone in northern and eastern Ohio and parts of western PA, someone's going to get enough snow to shovel out of this.
Yeah.
And this will pull away Saturday. We'll be left with just a January-like day.
Yeah.
I took the high down to 30 today, and I hope it's that high. It might be 28, 29. So pretty remarkable stuff. All right, let's talk a little bit about the modeling here. Now, one thing we don't want to do, Andrew, is throw a ton of numbers at you and confuse you and that sort of thing. We also don't want to speculate too much 48 hours in advance, especially with something that's this difficult to forecast. Someone's calling me during Weather Geeks. Go away. just kidding if it's you. All right, let's take a look at some of the modeling here. The red and the orange lines, that is the GFS and the NAM. And this is valid for the airport in Trumbull County. So these totals aren't representative of necessarily the entire viewing area. But they show 4 inches, 4.5, 5 inches.
Yeah.
And the euro for the airport's down around an inch. The RPM about an inch or so as well. Now this is just for the airport. I think our mileage is going to vary across the region with this. So that means our forecast confidence is pretty low as far as snow amounts in each individual backyard. Precipitation type, it's going to be snow.
It's going to be snow.
Yeah,
we know that.
It's going to be cold. And the timing of this, medium to high confidence, this looks like a very late Friday into Friday night, first thing Saturday morning kind of a deal. And the storm track is we're relatively confident of as well. So our lowest confidence, and this is pretty typical, 2 days out,
Yeah.
is the snow totals, because there's a lot of variables that go into this.
And the models will change rapidly, as you're about to see, from now until Saturday morning.
Exactly. This is one of those situations where you gotta check the forecast often. Don't check the forecast tonight and think you're good until Friday night, because as we get more information and the storm shows its hand a little bit, we'll start to get a better clue. Here's the European model odds of more than an inch. So we're talking odds here over the 24-hour period. And while we can't zoom all the way in on Ohio here, you can kind of see that the Euro shows the highest odds maybe up towards Sandusky and Cleveland, and then another stripe in the Appalachian Mountains. But still, throughout our viewing area, odds are pretty high. We're up here in these orange colors, suggesting, maybe overall our odds are 60 to 90% of getting an inch worth of snow. That's for just 1 inch. When we talk about 3 inches, the odds are of course lower, but not. Let me find where I want to go. There we go. The odds are lower, but not super low. We're talking about kind of just to our west, maybe 20 to 40% odds. And then for maybe a lot of our viewing areas, somewhere around 10 to 30, something along those lines.
Yeah.
That's more than 3 inches.
Yeah.
So we can't take it off the table, certainly, that you get a few inches of snow.
Yeah.
At least. Maybe someone even gets a little more than that. So that's the European model. Here's the European, kind of the regular run. Notice it has kind of a bullseye somewhere nearby. And then you look at the mean of the ensembles. There's 52 members or whatever it is of the European ensemble.
Yeah.
And each of those has a different idea. You average them all together. Here's the map.
Yeah.
Showing, again, maybe the highest odds.
But it's still picking up on that bullseye right there.
Yeah, there's a bullseye. Mansfield maybe up to Sandusky to Cleveland to Akron. But, again, this could inch over by 30 miles and suddenly it's in our viewing area.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to stay tuned on this. But certainly the odds are pretty decent that we get enough snow to cover the ground.
Yeah.
And the odds are not all that low either that we get enough snow to shovel and plow out of this for Friday night. So stay tuned with the latest forecast. I'll keep you updated tonight. Again, tomorrow night, Jess has you covered in the morning, and Andrew will be here to recap things. Saturday morning, dark and early, telling you all about the good news of what happened overnight. So be sure to follow Andrew on social media, and we will see you tonight on 21 News at 11.
Have a good evening.